Not quite sure where my next step was this time. I'd set up the chord organ because I was doing an experiment where I was using the frequency from this to modulate the camera, or the video signal, I guess. So the video signal was going in here, the sound from this was coming in as well, and this was going into the video in. So I just had it set up like this with a chord organ there, and I thought the chord organ would be the best sort of thing to produce stable notes. I mean, it's slightly out of tune, but didn't know what I was doing after that because I was experimenting with video. And I was listening to the Swamp Rats. One song in there, they've got a rotary kind of speaker set up. So I wanted something kind of auto pan because obviously I don't have a rotary speaker. Could make one, I guess, but this is just a kind of an experiment. So I've got this terrible pedal board, which I actually really love because of, I don't know, it's got some character to the noise. A lot of people hate stuff like this. I mean, it is digital, but I'm mixing it with analog. But I was looking for something that was kind of similar to that, and there is a rotary sitting on that, but it seemed a bit naff. So I went with Swell, and I plugged it into my new Spring Reverb tank, and just playing about with that. And I've thought, I did an experiment ages ago where I was using this thing as percussion. I noticed some of the keys, I think it was this one, the black keys seem to make a different noise from the white ones, and obviously you got these as well. So I was experimenting with kind of percussion on that before. So I knew I wanted to do something with auto pan. So I popped on auto pan, chucked it on here, and just played with the setup I had. I just had a microphone line on here. Really liked the drone it made when it was switched on. I also like the percussive sound, and it reminded me of that experiment. So I was playing about with that and all the different noises. This kind of makes a really nice screeching noise when put through a piezo, so I managed decided to put a piezo in and through that effect. Was just playing about, ended up switching it off and just playing with the sounds that it made. And I mean, you can't really hear it with the naked ear, I guess. But because of that plan, I was just messing around and filled a tape full of, well, I mean, it's a 10-minute sort of demo tape. But I was just playing about on that. Came up with a plan, and I thought I'd do this in a kind of way I hadn't before, where I was just kind of working with minimalism to begin with, because usually I've got kind of a big plan. So I just had a wee play about, and yeah, just decided I was gonna kind of have a beat skip. I don't really want to work out the time signature, to be honest. And then kind of bring in that extra beat that I was skipping, and then kind of add in improvised sounds. So there's one beat where it's the extra beat that I'm adding in that I'm wanting to kind of add in extra sounds like that or something, or like a screech or something. You can't really hear too well here, but through the effects and then through this thing, it sounds really nice to me. Yeah. I said I was going to listen to the tape timer, but I'm just going to let it go on for as long as it goes on and not listen to timings. I've also found out that the reed from like a chanter, take that out, you can kind of use it like a harmonica, get a couple of different pitches out of it. Sounds really good when picked up by the plastic of this. Okay, so I thought I'd set up a reverb chamber, like a very small one, but I put some obstructions in the way just because I thought they'd resonate sometimes. Hasn't been the case so far, but it's adding kind of a bit of depth and a bit more bass to the sound. Makes it a bit grittier. Thought cymbals might resonate interestingly, or at least they'll move and make some sort of sound with some of the noises. It's recorded, it's fine.